Hey, what's going on, everyone? It's Endo. I'm back again. Welcome, Earthlings, to the Rhoze podcast. I'm here with Marv and Julz, a part of the Rhozeland team. And we're going to talk a little bit about what we're doing, what we're up to, just with another week. We'll do some introductions. Julz, start it on off, my man.
I'm Julz. That's basically it. It's not much to know about me. No, I make music. I do some video editing. Um, 1/3, 1/5, 1/6 of Rhozeland. We started this a while ago. Been going strong. We're gonna keep going strong forever. And yeah,
That's Julz.
Nice and
and we'll
simple.
spin it off to Marv.
What's going on? It's Marv, audio engineer for Rhozeland. Also publishing and catalog management, do a lot of that. And yeah, I'm just here to make people's visions and music come true and assist them in making quality product. That's pretty much what I'm about.
I mean, we all go way back. I remember back in the days, whether you want to call it the shed, the backyard, Rhozeland originally. We all grew up in the neighborhoods, and we actually all went to high school together, which is pretty cool, really interesting time. Sham, shout out to the Sham boys, Shaminad. It was an all-boys school. And when did we all meet? Like grade 9? Like, I know Marv and I were in French class, but Jules and I were never in a class together, right?
no.
Yeah. I remember. Yeah, me and Mike met in French class in like grade 9. It was early, and it was weird because like just because we had some mutuals, I remember like the man dapped me up, and that was literally it. That was it. That's how the friendship started, And it was just like that. It just went on from there for years, And now we're in 30, and we're still going.
It's crazy because like I barely even remember like how we even connected. All I remember was like French class.
Yeah. And then Julz are just known for since the sandbox.
Yeah, right. Like you're two, like the connection over there is like way back, right? Like, what do you want to say about it, man?
I mean, yeah, me and Marv definitely been in many classes together.
Yeah,
and then I met this guy like probably through friends of friends. I had known about you since like probably 9th grade when you had built your own clothing company and shit. And then yeah, eventually we started to become friends, I guess, because of our, like I said, friends of friends. And then we just like the same music and shit. And we both smoke a lot of weed. And we just had a spot. He had a spot that we would all just chill at. And yeah, it's basically, that's how we met and shit.
I mean, that's just straight Toronto stuff for real. Like just growing up and all that. And a big thing that Jules brought up is the music, which I feel like we can all resonate towards. And we all have like different styles and sounds to it. I mean, what do you think about it?
I think we have similar tastes, but we all bring our own little like spice to the pot. You know what I mean? Like each of us got our own flair going on. You as a digital, you got a graphic designer, most like that's how you got your start, right? Like doing the art and shit.
Yeah.
Julio making beats, but sampling vinyls and stuff like that, digging in crates. Me going more like the trap round, trying to like sing and rap and like trying to curate more to like the modern sound and shit. Just finding my engineering that way too. And yeah, we all but we all love ball. We all love hip hop.
Yeah.
We all like most of the same shit, really. Yeah.
Anything you want to say personally about it? Just kind of growing up in the whole neighborhood and everything. Just even in the area we're from, like give the audience a little taste, like just the world.
Yeah, so we're from Forest Hill. Each one of us.
Yeah. All of us.
Yeah.
Forest Hill.
Yeah, bro. I mean, we're from Toronto. We've seen stuff around the city. It's a very diverse place, just like you're talking about our music is diverse. It's like a melting pot and shit, Excuse me, my very Filipino parents are screaming upstairs at the basketball game. If you could hear it. But yeah, like Toronto, it's a very diverse place. I wouldn't say that I'm proud to grow up here, but I am proud to grow up here. I despise our accent.
I try not to use it.
Yeah,
it is what it is. I just have to accept it. and try not to over exaggerate how I talk. I'm sure I have the accent too, but yeah, man, you know.
I mean, Marv, what was it like growing up? How'd you find just the
Growing
area
up in
personally?
Toronto, I mean, growing up on the West End, you know, main intersection like West End Lawrence area, you know, I actually liked it a lot. You know, I thought it had a good community, you know, going to like school, going to church, just seeing all those like the same faces most of the time, getting familiar with our neighbors and shit. You know, I feel like, I don't know, like as I grew older, that kind of sense of community started to like diminish a little bit. You know what I mean? But when I was on Western, it definitely felt like I could just walk outside and like I'll just know like anyone that I come across in the neighborhood, you know? So it felt like home and shit.
I get that.
So like, yeah, you know, I have a lot of good childhood memories of just growing up in Toronto, you know, having all the accessible to every type of like food, you know, anything you could think of, especially if the weather's nice. Man, this is one of the best cities in the world, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
I mean, I'm curious to know too. I mean, like, I don't think I've ever asked you about it. Is like, how do you find the city has shaped your music taste and just how you create too?
Yeah, I mean, like the city itself, I guess I have a love, you know, a lot of love for it. But in terms of just like influence in the music and the culture, obviously, there's a lot of heavy hitters in the past couple decades now.
Right,
It feels like a couple decades that are from the GTA area. You know what I mean? And so, just like that sound that they curated, kind of like this, like more like dark and R&B, and it just really suits the vibe of driving down on the Gardner through the fucking skyline.
Yeah.
At nighttime, you know, like that's kind of like the vibe that I feel like that we really like kind of nailed, you know? So
I feel that, especially 2010.
So that influences me a lot because like when I feel like I make music, I feel like I have like a soundscape in my mind or like some type of vision. I really think of like nighttime vibes, like the color, like darkness. There's like purple, there's neon going on, you know what I mean? Like it's almost like a little bit of a trip, like you're on a little bit of a high.
Yeah.
Like it's just soft and calm and cool and kind of like that, you know, but it could get a little energetic too, but it's still kind of like on that wavy type of vibe, you know.
I mean, for the audience, just to know too, Marv's been making music for what, like almost a decade now.
Yeah, you know, I
On and
remember
off,
like I think it was just like at the end of high school, like we were all. I mean, really, it was because of Mike, man. Like just gathering all of us together at his place. You know, I always just bumping hip hop, freestyling with each other, and I guess like just like having them push me to come out of my shell a little bit and freestyle, even if you mess up, it's just for fun, right? So
yeah, that was. I
guess that sparked a little artistry in me, and it kind of just gave me like something that I would like to work towards in terms of just sound and music and art, right?
Who do you remember the throwback? And I had to ask you too. Is like what just motivated you to just make this the first track? But I remember we did like Julio's story.
Yeah.
Right?
So Julio's story,
like not even about
it's not even about Julio at all. You know what I mean?
Well, break down the story. Like how did it work?
I guess first of all, for context, it's like we call Julz Julio's because he gets kind of like a Mexican vibes, you know. So like he's like, oh, Vato Loco looking, so we're gonna call him Julio. But anyway, you know, I mean, I guess like growing up, like just like there was a lot of tracks like from like especially let's say like Meek Mill, who had Tony's story, and Speaker Knockers had Rico's story, you know, and so it was kind of just on that type of vibe. It was a culture at that time.
Yeah, at that time. Yeah.
So I'm just like, you know what? Like, I'm gonna just make a story track because then I don't have to worry about no structure, no chorus, no bridge, no none of that. I can just write a story like how I was used to because it was my first ever track. To be honest with you, it was my first ever track. I was on my way to Montreal, my dudes, and I was bored in the car and for like driving for 6 hours. I was just like, fuck it, I'm gonna just mess around, you know. And then that's how Julio's story came about. You know, I was just trying to like picture like some crazy shit going on.
Wow.
Yeah.
Shout out Julio's story.
Yeah,
he's actually lying. The whole song is actually based on facts, objective facts. It's not a piece of fiction. It all happened. He was there. He was the cameraman. That's why he survived. Julio didn't survive though.
Yeah.
You still have the song? I haven't heard
Yeah,
it in a
yeah. I
while.
still have the song.
I remember I even like was like on the intercom or something. I was like the breaking news guys.
Yeah, I mean, there's different versions of that song now because that was my first song. Like, I think
Yeah,
I can't even
first
remember
song.
the first year,
First
maybe
song,
like
yeah.
2016, 2015, around that time. You know what I mean? So
Well, for the audience
Throwback.
to also know too, Marv's got a new song on the way, right? Why don't
Yeah.
you talk a little bit about that and just how's it all changed now, right? From like
yeah,
Totally
to be
Story
honest, yeah, for sure. I mean, I made the beat, I think, back in like 2022, so maybe even 2023, like somewhere around there. But it's been a few years now that I've had like the material for it, and it's always been one of my favorites. Just the vibe of it. It's called Recess. You know, it's something that I made just like one of those just for fun. Like I like to rap. I like to be lyrical. I like to like analyze just like wordplay and all that stuff. But at the same time, like I guess like I was veering more into just like, yo, like sometimes I just want to just not think too hard about it and just like just whatever comes out, you know? So I kind of just like one take there or maybe two take there, and then I liked it enough and I was like, yo, that's cool. Like I got the demo, I played it like 700 times, you know?
Yeah.
Like it was just something that like was special to me. So like now I feel like just you know, I refined it a little bit more, got to work with like another engineer. I like passing it off because I feel like I got stuck at certain points, you know? So he's just kind of helping me taking it to the finish line. So yeah, it'll be coming soon. It's called Recess. And, you know, we're going to drop a music video. And that's all I'm going to say for now. That's all I'm going to say for now.
Yeah.
Shout out Recess.
Anything you've been cooking up, Jules? Like what's been new on your mind? Like how you've been finding like just everything too? Music and just creating.
Yeah, man. I just been like working at the fudge packing factory. Honestly, I got like employee of the year at the fudge packing factory, so I haven't really had too much time to make music. But you know, when I do have time to make music, I've just been messing around doing remixes, doing hip hop remixes. You know, I'm a huge fan of old man music. You know, old school '90s hip hop, boom bap, what I call the golden age of hip hop. A lot of people will disagree with me, and I don't blame them. But you know, that's how we all actually started. It's funny, you know, it's like no matter what genre you sort of gravitate towards, I feel like when you start rapping, you just start freestyling. It's usually over like all these old school beats. We all used to do that. We all used to like
It's just
sort
so
of rap
about the
over
drums,
that.
man.
The Dilla beats, man.
It's just
We're all
easy.
over the
It's
Dilla
just easy to
beats.
flow
Yeah.
on.
Yeah.
So it's
It's not too intimidating.
different feel, different flow, you
Yeah.
know. But yeah, like obviously things change, you know. You gotta sort of like move with the times
Yes.
and adjust. But I don't think I'll ever adjust. You know?
Yeah, no, I think it's cool. You got to do your style that makes you happy. You know what I mean? I think that's the point.
1000%. You know.
Yeah.
Well, how do you feel about just being someone that's like so, I guess I'm curious to know, like just so 90s in a way, boom bap, but then hip hop will never be that anymore. And it's almost like, I mean, I feel like we talk about it all
That's
the time.
an interesting
we,
statement.
We've been there for like, I mean, I wouldn't say we've been there since the 80s or the 90s,
Yeah.
but we were listening to that stuff. Definitely in high school. And maybe a lot of that type of music, a lot of people our age wouldn't even listen to, and I feel like we have an appreciation for it. How do you feel about that like change now? Do you think it'll ever get back to where it is, like, or is it's cooked?
I mean, I don't know. That's a really good question. I think at some point, you know, things could change where like underground music gets, or certain underground music gets really popular and it becomes mainstream, which I'm sure has happened already, but it's not like a constant thing, you know? So I think even beyond just like talking about 90s hip hop and the time in music, it's like underground music for me is just where it's at. It's just underground in general, you know? Doesn't have to just be hip hop. Most music that's underground is like better than music that's mainstream. Obviously, there's a lot of really good mainstream music too. But yeah, like who knows? I think, you know, maybe hip hop might change, you know, or where it gets to a point where like it just everything flips on its head and who knows, the underground takes over and then maybe afterwards the underground becomes mainstream, you know, and I don't know. It could just be a constant cycle. I don't really know.
It's true. I mean, again, for the audience to know too, Julz is, in my opinion, a crazy beat maker, talented,
Thank you.
does so much. He's got beats in the vault for days, which, I mean, how is that going? Like putting it all that out. Like, do you ever think it'll ever all come out?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think so. I hope so, you know. But there's just so much stuff. I've saved a lot of stuff, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, obviously the goal is to like release it, you know, at some point.
Yes.
It's good to archive everything, but it's also good to just like
Put
release
it
it.
out.
Timing's a huge thing too, though, you know. So I'm not really in a rush, but I am trying to prioritize it, especially, you know, being the fact that like, yeah, we're getting old, you know. We're just turning 20, but still we're
30.
getting old.
30.
Nah, sorry, they misspoke. They meant 20.
20.
They're turning 21. I'm turning 20. So you know we're getting old and stuff, you know. So I think it's about time. But yeah, like I don't know. I don't think it'll ever get all released, but I hope so. You know.
It's funny because I look back, again, Julz and I think we were collaborating, creating together before COVID. Like we were doing a ton of stuff. And I remember there was a time you were putting out beat tapes and we were doing the artwork together. And I look back at that time and I was like, whoa, man. One, it was great to find it on YouTube somehow because I think it was under a different name. And then second, it's like you had like 3 releases that year at least. You had like Since Amelia, you had like 1998, and then you had like Blast Processing and stuff. And I even think you had like another one that I might be missing out on too. And one thing I gotta ask you too is just like, give them the timeline or the audience the timeline of how much you've changed your artist name and your producer name. Because I feel like you went from like, what was the original one? It was like, Julz made this, or was it like Grand Larceny or something? Like even earlier, right?
It wasn't
Like,
even something else. I don't remember what the first name was. I probably had like 6 or 7 name iterations. You
you
know,
had like 187 or something too, or something. Or am I tripping out?
nah, that was maybe 187 something.
187
but,
Soul or something. I don't know. Like, you had a ton. What do you remember though?
What do you mean? What do I remember?
Just like all the names and stuff. Like just.
I had like Grand Larceny, like you said, and then like I think before that it was Grand Huli, like obviously like Grand Julio, and yeah, I think after that I changed it to like Julz made this one, which is a short period. Just posting on YouTube.
It's temporary.
Yeah,
It didn't stick.
I just I usually just introduce myself by Julz, but technically my artist name, my brand is Fortune. You know. Fortune Plaza. There's a bunch of other names that are identities that go along with it, but main thing is just Fortune. You know, probably gonna be it forever. But could be lying too. You know, we'll see.
And he changed his mind. I mean, he's to, right? At the end of the day, like I feel like like the art that we make is just because like we really enjoy making it. There's no real alternative motive other than that. If people vibe with it, they vibe with it. They don't.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But as long as like we're happy creating, when you just get that itch to create, like that's really what matters, you know?
Exactly. I mean, how are you finding just the creation process these days too? Because a lot of the stuff we're doing these days is remote. Like Rhozeland has become a little bit more of like a remote team, but we've always kind of like been doing it like here and there, right?
Yeah, so, for sure. I think a lot of our business approach is like remote. I mean, can you blame us with these gas prices nowadays? But yeah, fucking. I guess just like with the whole process of just like the music and stuff too. I feel like for me, it's like something that like who may have touched on it is like we're getting older, but I think for me, it's something that like because I'm in such a state about it where it's just like, I just make it for sport. I don't think it'll ever really like miss an opportunity as long as I'm live. Like, I could be 50, still make a beat and go viral, and most people won't even know it was me who made it. You know what I mean? Like it was one of those. Like I can just go by a pseudonym or whatever. And it's like you don't need to see the face. You don't need to see like the character or personality. Like at that point, you just see the art, right? And so I think a lot of that happens nowadays, actually, you know, like when I see like people on like social media making content, I'm seeing all like people of all different types of ages, races, like all different types of looks and genres, you know, as long as their content's really doing well, the music is kind of like a B product in a way. You know what I mean?
It's awesome you bring it up too, because I remember even before we started shooting, when you came in, you were talking about like the idea that a lot of musicians are like content creators or all this. Like,
I mean, I think they're forced about. I think that's the only way really you're forced to go about it nowadays in terms of just like scalability, right? If you want that type of attention where people are constantly listening to your music, the concept of just put it in their face as much as they possibly can, right? And yeah, it's a numbers game, you know what I mean? So you just gotta increase the visibility, and as long as you keep going at that like a consistent rate, I think, you know, you can garner a following. You know what I mean? Whether it's a little 20K, 30K, but it's something, you know? And it doesn't take much to start, I feel like, generating like a little bit, especially nowadays from social media, right? Like they've kind of made like a market in itself for each app, right? Even like Twitter and Insta and like Facebook. Like all these different audiences. If you have a little bit of a following, you know what I mean? Like you can even start getting AdSense and all this stuff. So, yeah, you know, I think it's probably the fastest ROI when it comes to just being an independent artist. Yeah.
I mean, do you like it? Because I feel like
I mean, I personally, I think it's mostly because of the era we grew up in, that us especially, not necessarily like we can make content like this, right? But at the same time, it's just like, yo, with life going on and everything, like who has time to just be making like a batch of 100 videos and putting out like 4 or 5 a day? You know what I mean? That's a lot of work in itself. Even though the videos might be simple, that's like you're dropping quality for quantity at that point. And I guess the nice harmony that we try to do is have both, you know, quality and quantity. We're not necessarily going crazy, but when we try to make something, we try our best to like make it quality, you know? So, yeah.
I mean, I find that personally, like the thing I think about is like originality and authenticity, because like you're saying, like a lot of people feel like the blueprint is, okay, you got to do this, post 5 times a day and all that. Yeah. But it almost feels like you're following the herd, like you're following the trend. But like, I guess it works. Well, I guess
you're just saturating the market in a way, right? You know what I mean? Like that's pretty much it. You're just flooding it.
Well, yeah, it's tough for me because it's like, where's the originality? And then I mean, Julz, what do you think about it? Just being like, I feel like you have an authentic style and you're an original guy. So like, how do you feel about just this fucking slop of BS that we talk about? Just seeing all this content and just trying to stand out in a place or in a space where everything is just saturated.
I love making content. I'm a slave to making content and corporations. I really hate, you know, just the state of the world. But, you know, when was the state of the world ever in a good place, I guess? Regardless, though, I can't stand it. You know, a couple years or maybe several years ago, it was a little different, the landscape, when it came to social media, content creation. You know, now everything is like, it's just getting more and more in your face and more gluttonous. I really can't stand it, you know? It's too much. The North American Western lifestyle that we're exposed to pisses me off, you know? I'm about to cut out of this place, but yeah, like, it's always constant, you know? It's always like work, you know what I mean? How about fucking live? Do I ever get a chance to live my fucking life, you know?
Yeah, life's fickle too. You know?
Yeah, you know, I digress.
I digress too. I mean, I don't know what to really say other than like, maybe we could talk about just plans for the rest of the summer, right? Like, we're all doing a lot of different things. Everyone's being independent and has their own routine. So I'm just kind of curious to know, like, What are the big plans that the audience might need to know that we're planning, like on terms of your end and
As Rhozeland or just individually?
a little bit of everything? Yeah, like you have any big things that you're looking for the summer? And
I mean, when I hear summer, all I think about is just getting a nice tan in front of that sun at the beach or some shit, you know? And I feel like this winter was a dreadful one, a long one.
Yeah, depressing.
Yeah, that too. So definitely got to get
well,
extra
that sunshine's
sunlight.
popping out.
Yeah,
Coming
soak
out.
up as much sunlight as possible. But other than that, just on a business note, I guess definitely try to go more full force on like sales. You know what I mean? Like more contact with just partnering up and collaborating with a lot more people. I mean, that's been the goal since day one, right? Like, and we have had, you know, our fair share of experiences with like just different businesses and partners and stuff, but there's always more. And
Always more.
yeah.
Anything you want to say, Julz?
Yeah, Rhozeland is gonna rob the Federal Reserve. That is our main plan for the summer. So watch out for that.
That's Julz. For myself, I think it's just sticking along with this podcast. I feel like we've got a good groove coming into things and just happy to just keep this going and happy to have you two on the show and finally just kind of talk a little bit about perspectives and stuff. I mean, is there anything that we're missing out that the audience might need to know about any of us or just the whole origin of how we all connected?
I mean, I think the thing about Rhozeland, just going back to the fact that because we're not like going insane with the amount of quantity content, like we do our due diligence, but obviously we're a business and we have to like focus on making bread more than anything.
You said doo-doo.
The beauty of just like what Rhozeland is like you never know what's coming. You know what I mean? I think that's the mystery of it, where it's just like, yo, like I haven't dropped a song and video in like a year, but now like we're doing something different with the video where it's not just like about the song, it's about something much more than that, you know, a brand, like
making connections.
Enterprise, you know, Rhozeland is trying to be more of an enterprise, you know what I mean? Like there's just different departments in our sector, you know, trying to veer more into the technical things, like the tech, the cryptocurrency aspect of it all, you know what I mean? Like we're just trying to really expand our horizons, because as much as we like to be artists and creatives, we're also, I think, very mindful of just like Rhozeland's innovation, you know, and trying to incorporate tech and creativeness into like some sort of harmony so that independent creatives can really have a chance to excel.
Facts.
I'm on the same boat, and that's why we're doing this, right? This podcast is here to obviously give people an idea of what we do, a snapshot of our perspectives, and just ideas, sharing ideas, creating connections. The only thing I gotta ask is, again, Rhozeland, talking about this idea of like rising together, resilience. Gotta ask you two if you two have ever felt like there's been a moment that's just been tough with the creative journey and the whole process over there, and how did you just overcome it? I mean, I gotta ask you, Julz.
Yeah, I mean, I hate questions like these, you know. I don't really have a definitive scenario. I'll just say, like, you know, there's multiple times in life where you're gonna have to be resilient. You know, you're gonna figure out different ways of how you're gonna overcome whatever obstacle that you face in life. That's, I guess, the whole point of life, is that, like, you know, it's not supposed to be easy. It's like a fucking challenge or whatever, you know. So no matter what it is, though, I think the most important thing is that, like, you can't ever, you know, if you get knocked down 7 times, you have to get up 8. Like, can't ever really quit. Sometimes though, sometimes you can quit, but like nine out of 10 times, 99% of the time, you know, if you're really trying to do something or accomplish something, you just gotta do it. You know, no matter how many obstacles there is, and people are gonna call you delusional. People are gonna say you're crazy. That's all right. You know, a lot of geniuses were called that before they were called geniuses and shit. So, yeah.
Awesome. I mean, Marv, anything you want to close off with?
I mean, what was the question again? Sorry?
Just a time that you just really felt like it was just tough, backs against the wall. I think it was a time to just stay resilient, right?
Honestly, when it comes to just like building a business infrastructure from the ground up, it always feels like an uphill battle. You know what I mean? And there's a lot of things that can happen that are out of your control, and you kind of just have to put your head down and keep on going. I feel like right now, is actually one of those times where it's just like, because all of us are navigating into our 30s, it's like a crossroads. You know what I mean? We're all really trying to prioritize different things now, right? Like, and so that shift is a big one. I feel like right now, you know, it's weighing heavy on me, you know, trying to figure it all out. You know, so.
And how do you just find just like navigating through it personally, bro?
You know, like, I think the best thing to think about, like, life in a way is just like always find that silver lining, you know, try to stay positive and optimistic, especially if you have a good support system. You know, like, I got you guys, been my homies for a long time, got a healthy family. Like, I can't, you know, like, as long as I got those things, I feel like it's all going to be okay. You know, as long as, like, you know, you keep trying to work towards something, like, and your good intentions are good and shit, like, hopefully, like, that adds to it, you know, it helps. But yeah, you know, like, I think we can be okay. You know, we gotta just hope.
And that's really it, right?
Yeah.
Gotta hope, leave it together. And I think that's enough for the pod. Thanks everyone for tuning on in. It's Endo, appreciate Marv, Julz coming on in. And we'll catch y'all in the next episode. Later.
Peace.
Goon Squad out.